Hi, welcome to DP Animation. My name is Leo. So today's tutorial is going to be based on this picture, which a friend sent me, asking me whether I can do a simple animation of the 8 rotating. Okay, he's been trying to animate it, but he's not getting what he wants. So whether I can do a simple this thing to show him. All right. So I decided to do a simple animation with it. Okay, so let's open After Effects and try to break it down. So with our After Effects open, let's create a new composition, HD. Let me make it something like 6 seconds. Make it 6 seconds, and let me name it main. Okay. Let me create another composition again. This one is for the 8. Okay. Let me name this one half. And let me give it a width of something like 800. And let me just maintain the height. All right. So we have this. Now let's create a new solid layer inside our half composition. Right? Let me give it a color of something like blue. Okay. Let me close this. All right. So we have a solid layer inside our half composition here. What we are going to do is we are going to create or design 8 out of the solid layer. All right. So let's go to the menu bar and bring out the show rulers or guide. The rulers or guide. Then let me divide the solid layer with it. Okay. Let me divide it. Okay. So we have this. Now let me go and select the ellipse tool to create the 8. Ellipse tool. So you hold the shift key, then you click and drag to create your 8. All right. Click and drag, then you create your 8. So you have something like this. All right. Now go for the selection tool to adjust what you have drawn. Double click to select the 8, then you position it well. Okay. Let's position them well. So we have this. Select the top mask, then position that one to well. Position this one to well. Okay. So we have this. All right. We have our 8 with the top being small and the bottom being big. All right. So the next thing to do is to split it. Okay. We are going to split it so that we have half of it. Go to Effect and type linear wipe. Linear wipe. Okay. Then apply it onto our solid layer, our 8 here. Okay. Then half of it is what? I think it's 50. Let me see. Okay. So we split it. All right. So this half is what we are going to use to do the rotation animation. All right. Now let's come to our main here. We go to our main here. Now let's click and drag half into the main composition. So we have half in the main. Let's make it 3D by clicking on the 3D draft here. All right. So now we have half here. Now we are going to duplicate the half in circle. What you need to know is every rotation is 90 degrees. Okay. But we are rotating on Y. So instead of 90 degrees, we are going to rotate half of it, which is 45. Okay. So now let's hit R for rotation. Then we will maintain the first one, which is 0. The rotation is starting from 0. So we will duplicate this one. Then on Y rotation, we type 45. Okay, then we duplicate it again. Now 45 plus 45, 90. We change it to 90 again. Then we duplicate it again. Now 90 plus 45, which is 135. We type that 135. Then we duplicate it again. Now 135 plus 45, which is 180. So we type 180. We type 180. All right. Now we duplicate it again. 180 plus 45, which is 225. 225. Okay. We are going to have 8 of the half in circle or round, creating a 3D. Let's duplicate this one too. Now 225 plus 45, which we will have 270 or so. 270. Okay. Now let's duplicate this one too. Control D. Then 270 plus 45, which we will have 315. 315. Okay. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 8 divisions within the 8. All right, let's change the view to something like custom view 1. Because there's no light in our scene, so we can't see the shadow within them. Okay, so this is what you are going to do. Let me go back to the active camera view. This is what you are going to do. You are going to duplicate the half here 8 times. Okay, so just duplicate it. We have 1 there, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so open all the 8. So you double click to open, double click to open, double click to open, double click to open, just like that. Now come to half. What you are going to do is, I have a couple of images here that I will select and drag into our composition to be used. So I'm going to use this image to alpha matte the half solid layer. Okay, so let me bring in the first image. Let me click and drag it in. Let me scale it down. So I'll have something like this. Okay, so you click on the track matte to change it to alpha matte. Okay, so you have this. All right, so the next one is the same thing. You drag it under, you scale it up. Okay, let me position it to a better point somewhere here. Okay, then the toggle switches again. They come to the track matte, then alpha matte. All right, the next one, the same thing. Let me see. Bring it down, come to the track matte, then alpha matte. All right, the next one, the same thing. Let me scale it up a bit. Okay, toggle switches, track matte, alpha matte. All right, alpha matte. Let me scale this one up. Okay, after track matting our solid layer, our half solid layer, let's go to our main. Okay, so when we come to our main, this is where we will place our half composition layers. You see that we just duplicated the same composition, then flip them over. Okay, so now we are going to hold the Alt key to change them. So we hold the Alt key, select half 2, then replace it. Click on the next one, hold the Alt key, half 3, then replace it. Click on the next one, hold the Alt key, half 4, then replace it. The same thing, then replace it. Click on the next one, hold the Alt key, half 6, then replace it. Hold the Alt key, click and drag it onto it, then replace it. Okay, so the last one. That's all. So now we have our 8 here with pictures of people or images. Since 8th March is Happy Women's Day, you can use images of prominent women, or you can use images of mothers to celebrate them by creating this kind of animation. You have faces of women in, then you create your animation nicely. All right, so we have this. Now for the rotation, we are going to use a slider control. All right, so let's insert in a new null object, bring it up. Let me name it control. Okay, all right, so I'll select all the half composition, then map them to the control. Okay, then I'll map them to the control, make the control to 3D. All right, then come to effects and type slider control. Then apply it onto our control, null object control here. All right, now we select the control, then hit R. R is for rotation. Okay, so since you are going to rotate on Y, we hold the Alt key, then click on the stopwatch to bring out the expression column. All right, now you click on the pick whip here, or the spiral thing here, the pick whip here. We click and hold, then map it to the slider here. Okay, so when we map it to it, it will create the expression in the expression column here. So what it does is we are going to use the slider control effect to rotate this. You see that? You see? Okay. All right. So now let's hit E for effects, which is the slider control. Then we set the stopwatch to phase 0. Then move the timeline to the last end. Then give it something like 720. Will that be too much? Let me see. Okay, 720 is okay. The speed is okay. 720 speed is okay. All right. So basically, this is how I created it. Okay. You see that the 8 is flipping with the images inside. All right. So that the next thing to do is create a background for it. So let's right click in new solid layer. All right. Let's bring it down. Then go to effect and type ramp, gradients ramp, then apply it. All right. So let's just flip or change the position of the gradients. Let's move the dark portion to this side, then the white position or portion to the other side. So I'm going to just color it now. All right. So let me change the black part. Let me make it something like pink. All right. Let me go something like pink. Then the white part, let me go a bit of yellow. So you have something like this. All right. Okay. So now let's move our animation backwards a bit. So let me select the control, then move it backwards a bit. All right. Then maybe I'll try to give it a bit of shadow. So right click in, new solid, make it black. All right. Then place it underneath the half compositions. Then let me name it shadow. Okay. Then select the ellipse tool, then cut the bottom of it a bit. So I think this is okay. Then double M to bring out the max attributes. then feather it a bit. So you have something like this. The opacity, let me go something like 80. So you have something like this. All right, a simple animation. As simple as that. Okay, you see that it's not difficult. All right, so with this we come to, okay, let me create the particle parts, which is not difficult though. So the particle parts, let's create a new solid layer. So after creating a new solid layer, we come to effects, we come to the menu bar, effects, then come to something like trap code, particular. Okay, so with our trap code particular, let's come to a meter. Okay, then particle per second, let's go something like 60. Okay, then a meter type, let's make it sphere. Then the position x, y, let's leave that one for now. Then let me see, the position z, let me go something like minus 10, 20, so that it will bring it, or bring it out a bit. Okay, it will bring it out a bit. So the direction, let's go outwards. The x rotation, let me go something like 63 here. Though it won't do anything much. Let me see, rotation y, let me go something like 54. So now let me see, let me go to particles too. Particles, life per seconds, let me go something like 6. Life random, let me go something like 100. Then the feathering, let me go 0. Then the size, let me go 10. Size random, let me go 100. So that there will be difference within the particles. Let's see. Let me come to word transform. Then offsets, z offset, let me go something like minus, let me see, minus 310 to bring it to this side. Now position, let me come to the emitter position, which is the particle. Let me just move it downwards. So let me just move it downwards. Let me go something like 426. So to bring it to this side, this part's 831. Let me see, 831. Okay, so this side is, let me see what we have. Okay, this side is okay. Okay, nicely. So you see that we have particles, but in the video I played, there was something like a sunflower image within those particles. Okay, so let's see. Let me come to particle. Okay, particle type. Let me go to textured polygon. All right. Now let me come to a project window here. I have an image of a pink flower here. So I'll bring it inside. I'll click and drag it in. Then off the eye. All right. So let's come to the effect again. So where it says the particle, where it says textured polygon, I'll come to texture. Then the layer where it says none, I'll select pink. Okay, the image is too big, so it will resize it for me. I think, okay, that's that. It has resized it and place it in. So we have this. All right. So basically, this is how I did my animation. All right. You can come to opacity. Let me see. Opacity random. You can make it 100. So it will be like this. Okay. As simple as that. You can still add if you want. All right. You can add reflection to the bottom here. So from here, if you want to animate, just go to the control, then maybe type position. Okay, you can use the position to animate if you want. All right. Undo. All right, so position here. Let me set a key. Then go a negative value to bring it out. Okay, so maybe you have something like this. Simple animation of the 8th March. So guys, this comes to the end of our tutorial. I hope you can do something cool with this. All right, and let me have a look as well. All right, see you next time.